Hi everyone, it's Marla at Twinstrology, here to talk about the Leo lunar eclipse and the energy of twin flames. Thank you so much for joining me. So, what is going on in the energy? Well, we had that amazing new moon 2 weeks ago that really opened the door to new beginnings and opened the portal that I talked about in my last video. And so many timelines are shifting and have the potential to shift right now. In order to shift the timelines, we need to let go. We need to take a leap of faith. One of the ways that they showed me how we're shifting timelines right now is they showed someone holding on to a wire, and there's a wire up above, and in order to reach for that wire above, in order to go higher, climb higher, you've got to let go of the wire that you were holding on to. That involves taking a risk. But if you just keep hanging on to where you're at, you're not going to go anywhere, are you? So we have to take a little bit of a leap of faith. And that leap of faith involves confronting our fears, confronting our limitations. Now, Mercury is very much involved in this lunar eclipse. Mercury is on the South Node. Mercury in the South Node and karma are all within 2 degrees of each other. Okay, so major release of old belief systems and old programming. That means letting go of what we used to believe. Sometimes it can be hard to let go of the things we used to believe, right? Because a lot of times we build who we are, or at least who we project ourselves to be, on those belief systems. I often see it in astrology charts where people have, they've put a lot of effort and energy into their belief system as a way of self-protection, because they've experienced trauma. And so they build this belief system that they feel, if I keep this belief system around me, then I'm protected. And so to let that fall means we have to confront some deep-seated fears. A big fear that's happening right now is the fear of abandonment, the fear of unrequited love, trusting in the universe right now. I'm seeing many twin flames being kind of thrown into separation right now. There's some of you that have been in separation for a while, and there's some that were kind of in communication, and out of the blue were kind of dropped into separation. Don't be afraid of that, because what I'm picking up from the readings that I've been doing recently is that the separation is needed, especially for the divine masculine. What I'm seeing is part of the divine masculine's process right now involves them believing in the spiritual connection. The divine masculine is integrating their divine feminine energy. That's helping them connect with their intuition, their inner wisdom. It's helping them connect to their truth and their authenticity. But for some of you, that was that was being interfered with due to your 3D connection. And so for some, your higher selves activated a separation. But like I said, what I'm seeing in readings is that the separation is allowing the divine masculine to feel the spiritual aspect of the connection, to tune in more to that energy. Basically, they're feeling you. And that's what's needed. That's what's needed to guide them. But the feminine is grounding these timelines by continuing to release and open their hearts. So, for the masculine energy, as I said, the templates that have been keeping the masculine at bay in their zone is really coming up strong for them to see. The masculine is really breaking a lot of templates right now. It may not be obvious. Things start to break down on the inside of us before they are expressed outwardly. So we don't always know what people are thinking or what is going on inside of them. But we have to remember that Mercury is very involved in this eclipse. And Mercury is also squaring Uranus. With Mercury being on the South Node in Karma, as I said, this is a big opportunity for us to just dump a lot of old belief systems very quickly. And there's a cross formed with the eclipse, the North and South Node, Mercury Karma, and then Uranus opposite Pallas. So it's like a lot of illusions, a lot of false beliefs are just falling by the wayside. There's a lot of just boom, 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 either tower moments or aha moments. I'm seeing things collapsing as we realize we can't hold on to those belief systems anymore. Those things that used to keep us safe, as I talked about in the beginning, about how our belief systems can be like a little bit of a security blanket. And where the masculine is right now, those things that used to be a security blanket for them are now feeling like a brick wall. They're feeling like a limitation. That's their tower. And they're beginning to see like this tower is an uncomfortable place to be. It's a very limiting place to be. They're beginning to feel like they're in a box and they want to expand beyond it. The masculine right now is like, they're searching for answers. They're looking into their ancient wisdom. They're searching for the meaning of life. And as they do this, they're coming up against all these old patterns, going back to their childhood, the things that they were taught, and of course, past lives too. So those templates needing to be broken. The Sabian symbol for the eclipse is a man is under emotional stress and blood rushes to his head, which is kind of telling us the stress that the masculine and to a lesser extent all of us are, well, we're all masculine. We're all dealing with this energy of change. And there really is a real strong push for change. Like, I don't know about you guys, but inside of me, I'm just like, I gotta change. Like, I'm just changing my whole life right now. I'm like so ready. And I think many of you are feeling that. Like, we just gotta change. And we help each other. As I said, we're not in a vacuum, we're in the collective energy we're also working in partnership with our twin. And when we're willing to let go, when we're willing to take a risk and let go of that wire and reach for something higher, that propels our twin to want to reach for something higher too. They want to take their mask off. Again, the more you can take your mask off, the more authentic you can be, the more that inspires them to do the same. Whether or not you're in communication, it doesn't matter. Now, kind of an underneath energy of all of this happening is, I talked about the shoulds and stuff, but there's also this energy of sorry, there's snow blowing outside. I live in Buffalo and we're having a big snowstorm here, so that distracted me for a moment. Yes, the underlying energy that, is kind of deeply buried here, but we're beginning to, or we can, subconsciously feel it, has a lot to do with warring. And how the divine masculine has shut down a lot of their heart energy due to wars and battles. I mean, think about some of the atrocities that are committed in wars and battles. You can't do that if you're living in your heart space. So while the feminine also has walls up, it's inherently feminine energy to love and to nurture. But the feminine has had walls up because she's been persecuted a lot. And her ideas, her feelings, her creativity, her love has been rejected as a society. For the masculine, they've had to block their love because of some of these three-dimensional vibrational things such as war. And now they're being called to look at, why the templates that have stopped them from truly loving, that have stopped them from embracing their feminine energy. I've been talking the last month or so about this forbidden love. And so a lot of masculine are healing that, why they can't open their heart to the feminine, and those templates that we talked about. So their healing process that they're in right now is breaking down that brick wall, expanding past it. This requires them to awaken more and to trust. As the divine masculine integrates more of their feminine, it's the love, the nurturing, the creativity, the intuition. And seeing that blocks to love are just an illusion. They're a mind trap. But of course, there's also that fear of abandonment. And they've got to be willing to take that leap. They've got to get to the space where it doesn't matter if they get rejected. A lot of you have been in that situation where, you've had to express to your twin your feelings. And that was scary. But for the feminine, as the divine feminine energy was awakening, that was part of her process and her growth, was to say, well, I'm going to tell them my feelings and it doesn't matter how they react because I just got to say it. I just got to share it. And so that's where the masculine is. They're having to face this fear of, if I really express myself, what's going to happen? How is that other person going to react? Have I done too much damage? Have I not done enough? Have I ruined things? we have to remember that the masculine has an energy has been hurt too, and how the patriarchal templates have hurt the masculine energy. So I think every single reading I've done in the past 4 to 6 weeks has had the card unrequited love come up in the reading, because this is an integral part of what we're going through right now. And expressing our truth in love, expressing our true feelings, taking off the mask, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. Both the masculine and feminine have acted like they didn't care about the other person at times, out of our fears. And so this portal that we're in, the Syrian Stargate portal of the next 6 months and the Lion's Gate, sees us moving past this fear and enabling us to take that risk and to let go so that we can reach for something higher. One thing that I want to mention about the eclipse is we have Mars on the 13th degree of Aries, which is one of the most important degrees. And that is a serpent coiling near a man and a woman. It has to do with sacred union, with our ancient wisdom, with Kundalini. And so that is a key sign of the masculine's growth right now at this eclipse. For Mars to be on that degree is telling us that they're trying to find balance with the feminine energy. Now, Mars is also squaring Saturn. And Saturn is on the Sabian symbol. I thought I marked it. An ancient bias relief carved in granite remains a witness to a long forgotten culture. Now, for all of us, when we have Mars square Saturn, it's tension. It's like wanting to move forward, but we can't. And of course, Mars is in his home sign of Aries, so he really wants to move forward. Saturn is in his home sign of Capricorn. And, you know, where Mars wants to rush in and act impetuously, Saturn is here to say no. You are going to start something new, but we're going to create a solid foundation here. We're going to create things the right way. Now, one of those things that Saturn's bringing up is the templates. Because the Sabian that he's on is indication that what's at stake here is ancient teachings. Now, I'm not talking about ancient esoteric knowledge. I'm talking about things such as ancient religious knowledge. Maybe not so ancient. Maybe that's not the word I should use at all. But it's thought patterns and ideas that have become stuck. And it's like Mars just wants to go, go, go. But Saturn is saying, oh, all this old stuff is weighing us down. We can't go because we're dragging all this weight behind us. And it's time to cut the cord with that weight. Mars is also trining Venus and Jupiter, who are in a conjunction. The masculine and feminine wanting to come together, wanting to expand their heart. Like when Venus is conjunct Jupiter, she wants to expand her heart. She wants to love. But those two planets are also squaring Neptune. And Neptune is on the Sabian, no, not that one, sorry. An officer drilling his men in a simulated attack. So Neptune is on the Sabian about, men preparing for war. And what I get is like, it's that shutting down their heart. And so Neptune is on the Sabian, healing it. Union is opposite Black Moon Lilith right now. And so that's indicating that we need to find some balance between who we are authentically and how we're going to get to this union. In the next few days, we have Venus and Mars and asteroid union coming into a nice trine. And that is going to be helping us find more balance in our energy. But a few days after the eclipse on the 26th, the moon is going to be opposing Mars and squaring Saturn. And so on that day, I expect, or around that energy, there'll be more of releasing some of our subconscious blocks, some of our triggering patterns. So some of you might be dealing with triggers around that energy. Again, the triggers are there to show you what you're healing. So just let it go. There's also, as I said, there's activations happening. Maybe I didn't say. I can't remember what I said and what I didn't say. But I'm sure you guys are feeling the activations, DNA activations, and they're not done. And I expect them to get more intense over the week after the eclipse. I feel is when they're going to kind of peak out. Get lots of rest. Treat your body well. Do what you can to get sleep. If you're like me, you can't sleep, but do what you can to rest, eat good, drink lots of water, all the things that we recommend when we're going through activations. Also, because there's so much clearing of the old going on, we're doing a lot of transmuting of collective energy, like we're all releasing, and so we have to transmute all of this energy together. There's always something else that I want to say, and I can forget what it is. Okay, so yeah, rest is what the message is. The best thing that we can do right now is just sleep. And if you can do something creative, then do that. Work on allowing your creativity to come through. I am not on social media, guys. I'm going to be posting this video, but I may not be answering comments or anything like that because I am resting and I'm doing spiritual maintenance work and setting up my own timelines and grounding my new timelines. So I'm really kind of focused on myself right now. But, I hope that you guys are feeling positive and grateful for this shift in energy because, yeah, there's triggers, but the triggers can go fast if we just, see it and then try to let it go. But it's so exciting. At least that's how I feel it. I'm just going to pull a Journey of Love card and see, what is the message for Twin Flames? Oh, I love it. We got Lovers, number 57. Yes, it's love. It drives you forward and pulls you back to your heart. It makes the mind mad with misunderstanding and breaks it open into enlightened compassion. It is love. Your yearning heart shall have it. Your destiny is to be the lover of the beloved. This oracle brings a message of love, love, love. It's finding you now. Be open to it in all its forms. Be the god and goddess of love and paint the town red. Play in passionate embrace with life as your lover and prepare to receive even more than what you believe you're capable of handling. The poem is: love is a magic word that holds the universe together. It's both an emotion and something ephemeral that lives like a fire's glow or the pink light of the clouds after the sun is set. It is alive and yet indefinable. It causes the heart to beat more rapidly, feelings to show, and young people to write, sing, dance, and become totally immersed in its hold. Love can beckon coyly or flaunt itself with wanton abandon. Love can live and grow seemingly forever or vanish in a fleeting moment when we least suspect. And in the twilight of our years, reflecting on the life we have lived, it is the love which colors every turn and twist of our memory. And when we pass from this earthly plane, it will be love that will light our soul on its journey home. Wow, great card to get. It is love. And so, guys, even if you're in separation, it doesn't mean that the love is not there. This is really a time for us to go into our heart and trust what we're getting. Whether you're masculine or feminine, you've got to trust what's there. And it's love that's pushing us all. And it's pushing the masculine energy as well. In fact, it might be pushing the masculine energy even more. Love is bigger than any wall we can build. And I think that's maybe a good way to sum up the energy. Love overcomes everything. You can't shut love off. You can't stop it. You have to just let it flow. And that's all that we have to do right now. I love you guys. Happy eclipse. And I will speak to you soon.